Hey guys, just quick disclaimer before this video or before you watch it. I put gameplay over me in the hangar talking, so you guys just get to watch some gameplay instead of watching me click back and forth between the hangar. Now, of course, some of the stuff I talk about is dependent on me looking at the hangar, but I'm sure you can envision it. All of this stuff is pretty straightforward and clear. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. What is going on, guys? Today we're playing more Germans. Nah, I'm kidding. Today we're going to have a little talk about what the actual issue is with 6.7. Now, popularity on this channel is at an all-time high right now. I've been triggering the community the past 3 videos on purpose. Now, I'm not saying I don't stand by what I said in those videos. I do. But I came at them with an aggressive tone. I was super negative towards people who didn't agree with me. And I did that for a certain reason. Because people are going to talk about it. People are going to get their friends to come onto my channel. People are here to hate me or love me right now. And that's great. This is the perfect time. So you're on this video. You're prepared to click that dislike button. But I urge you to just wait. Let me talk real quick. And we'll figure out the real problem with 6.7. So, it was not all a master plan. I was actually angry in the beginning of this week with the introduction of HeatFS to the M46. A lot of people saying Germany ruined, Germany ruined, Germany ruined. Now, the M46 can pen and negate a lot of armor on the German side. I'm not denying that. But the M82 shot is still a way better alternative for the M46. The M82 shot being the APHE. From a flank shot, from a side shot, it will do way more damage than the HeatFS will. The HeatFS has to hit a critical component. Now, it will do damage if it pens. It will kill whatever's behind it, but the cone spread from the post-pen effects on the HeatFS from the M82 or from the M46 is not what it used to be. That also applies to the RU251, the RU251 being pretty nerfed in its heat. We know probably 2 patches ago, so the big patch and then the small patch prior to that, the cone shells or the HeatFS shells for 90 mils were bouncing inside of tanks. If you guys could think back, I made a video on the RU back then. And the rounds were way too strong. So now they're nerfed a little too much, in my opinion. They're not actually doing the damage they should. But we're not even talking about any of that today. We're talking about 6.7 and matchmaking. What Gaijin did last patch was they dropped the BRs, I think it was last patch or the patch prior to last. They dropped a lot of BRs of certain tanks, and this caused a void in 6.7 that not many caught caught. So America in 6.7 is very strong. We have a lot of vehicles, the M46, the M56, we have the T-34, the T-29, the M46 Tiger Patton, the M26 Echo 1, the Super Pershing, all at 6.7, the T95, the M42 Duster. That's like 7 vehicles at 6.7, and the M26 T99. So it's like 8 vehicles, all at 6.7. If we go to Germany, we have the RU251, the Tiger 2 SLA, we have the Tiger 2H, and the Coelian, I believe, are the only 6.7s. Now, I was going to say the Panther 2, but that got raised up. If we go to Britain, we have STRV, the FE4005, the Tortoise, and the Carnarvon. So, you know, a decent amount, 4. So about 4 to 8 in each nation, right? Germany being the weakest thus far. Let's look at Russia. Yeah, have you seen it yet? There's 1 tank, aside from this rare premium I have. 1 tank in this entire tech tree that is 6.7, and it's a premium vehicle. Now, if you're thinking, well, Slick, what does that mean? What that means is every time you face Russia and you're playing a 6.7 vehicle, you're automatically either down-tiered or up-tiered because nobody is playing just the T-34-100 in their lineup if it's a premium vehicle. I highly doubt that, especially with the fact that the IS-6 is available and so popular right now. So with everybody playing 7.0 because they have to, or they're running a premium lineup with an IS-6 in it, you're going to get up tier to 7.0. And when the way the matchmaking in this game works is it does not work in terms of player numbers on each team with BRs. It just works with this 1-point system. Gaijin's algorithm is very stupid in this sense. Now, I don't want to offend Gaijin, but at the same time, like, what are you guys thinking with making your algorithm based off of spawn points and BRs, not BRs per team? So the way it works now is you can go against a whole stacked team of an all up tiered opponents, but it's gonna cost more for them to spawn. But that doesn't fucking matter because they're in better tanks. They're in 7.3 tanks and you're in a 6.7 tank. And yeah, it costs them more to spawn, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna kill you anyway. So what I think needs to happen is either they need to make a 6.7 BR again for Russia because the IS-2 got moved down. I would say, like, what could they put there possibly? You know what I mean? The 906 needs to stay at 7.0. The IS-6 shouldn't be in the game. Now, I'm not saying I have a problem killing the IS-6. It's a tough tank, but it caused so much problems for new players to the game, and it allowed people to buy into 7.0. I also think the RU shouldn't have been in game the way it was implemented. It just kind of sucks because these are two big boils on War Thunder as a whole. You know, how do you fix that? I have no idea. But I think that a 6.7 BR is definitely needed for Russia to make this balanced again. Either that or the algorithm needs to change where it doesn't say, hey, there is 7 7.0s in the other team and only 3 on the other team, but we're just going to make them cost more to be in 7.0s. That doesn't make a fair game, and that's been a problem for quite some time. It doesn't work like 6 7.0s need to face 6 7.0s. You know, World of Tanks does this very, very, very well. They have a couple algorithms in place, especially most recently, where the map will change. You can't play the same map twice in a row, which I think War Thunder needs. And then they also have set tier matchmaking. So if you take a tank of tier 10, you're going to face equal numbers of tier 10 that are on your team and their team. That's not in War Thunder. That doesn't happen. So that's what causes this void. So you'll have all these people playing their Tiger 2s and their 6.7 lineups, which fill in perfectly for America or for Germany. But then you have nobody in 6.7 tanks for Russia, and they get paired against one another. So it'll be a full stack of German 6.7s versus a half stack of 6.7 Americans and a half stack of 7.0 Russians. And the 7.0 Russians take command of that game. Because at 7.0, you get the IS-6. Now, I'm not saying that Germany at 7.0 can't handle the IS-6. I'm just saying this is what's happening to half of the matches. And then when you get the 7.0 games for Russia, they end up being 7.3 games because all the 7.0 players are facing the 6.7 players. So Russia gets the 7.3 matchmaking again, and they'll be half stacked with whatever 7.0 Americans there are or 7.0 Brits, and they'll go against Germany again, and they will ruffle stomp Germany again. So, yes, I think that German players can play better. I think that they need to play better. But it is unfair. And I'm sorry that I did come off as kind of arrogant in terms of saying, like, that was the issue. But this kind of dawned on me over the last 3 days while I was making this video and playing more and more of these tiers. Because I'm not the type to talk about it and not play it. You know, maybe I did bitch and I did say, like, guys, you need to learn to play. But you make damn sure I played those fucking tanks. I wasn't going to make a video calling out half the community without playing these vehicles like tirelessly. You know, I've been playing this lineup in particular for days, trying to figure out what's going on in the meantime while I'm making these videos calling people out. But I think I've got it. I think I've grasped it. I think this is the issue. And I think that this is what we need to shed light on. It just doesn't make sense, you know, why this happens. Now, if everybody understands what I'm saying, if you were offended in my previous videos, I'm sorry. I hope we can see eye to eye maybe now. And I hope that you understand that I kind of understand what's going on. And I understand that, yes, it wasn't fair to say that everybody needs to get better at the game because this is how it's going to stay. Because, like, when I found this out, this is a huge issue with War Thunder. This is a massive issue. Just the fact that there's no 6.7 for Russia, so it's either full up tier, full down tier all the time. And then when the people who are playing 7.0 are in a 6.7 game, 7.3 is the only people in queue available, so the 7.3 goes against the 7.0 of other nations, and then the 7.0 of the other nations get stomped and they feel under-tiered and outclassed. So I think that's the actual biggest issue in game. Now, in terms of Germany and the RU, we'll touch on this topic too. I don't think the RU should have been added as a premium. It is really good at this game. It's really good in this game, and I think it should have been in this game. but just not where it is. I think it should have been in between the Panther 2 and the Leopard 1 as a 7.3 normal tech tree tank. I understand there's only one of them made, but it's a great trainer and it's a great backup for an 8.0 lineup. I understand kind of why they did it, but I think a better premium would have been a Jagdpanzer 4.5 at 6.7, considering how everything is going. At 6.7, the JPZ 4.5 would have been way more useful. It would have still had the heat, so it can compete with other nations' premiums. It would have been an IS-6 killer. It would have been fast enough to go cap, but it has its limitations. It has the reason why it's a premium, because it's a unique tank destroyer. It's not necessarily a end-all be-all tank. You can take an RU-251 into an 8.0 match and do better than everybody in the 8.0 match if you have a good game. So I don't think a tank that powerful should have been a premium, let alone a 6.7 premium. And that's kind of like along the lines with the IS-6. I just don't think it should have been added at all. And if it was added, I wish it was a normal tech tree tank, because it can get spammed out at 7.0, and they're kind of in a pickle now. If they raise the BR, people can buy in to that BR. And that's the big reason why I don't think they've moved it yet. And if they nerf it, it would be unrealistic, because I mean, I don't know how many were made, but realistically that's the armor they had. They had tough armor. They were tough tanks, and you can't take anything away from that. Like, that is how the tank is designed. It has very, very good sloped armor. It has its weaknesses, but if it was, I could see it going to 7.7. You know, I could see it being in the tech tree as IS-3, IS-6, IS-4, you know, and the IS-4 and the IS-6 being the same BR. I think it would be just as effective almost. And not for the fact that it would bounce everything at 7.7, but it's fast enough to be a medium tank almost, and it has a fast enough reload to be a medium tank at 7.7. And I know some people are going to get mad at that, but the 15-second reload on a 122, it will kill any tank in game, and it will almost out-reload every heavy tank at that tier. Super fast reload. And then, not to mention, it goes 45 in a straight line. It can climb tanks like a boss. It doesn't get penned by any type of AP shell from the hull, aside from like a Chieftain. And like some of the APDS. And then AA can't kill it. I mean, it has a Dishka on top. It's got countless things going for it. And I think that that's the biggest issue. And then when I talk about IS-6s not being that hard to kill, they're not hard to kill because not a lot of good people play IS-6s anymore, I don't think. I might offend some people by saying that, but I think the really, really good players are kind of bored with the IS-6. It's really easy. I haven't played mine, I know, in a couple of weeks, maybe. I think I played one with Chicken yesterday, but other than that, I don't play the tank anymore. It's boring to me. It's too good. There's a sim event with this tank that it is just too good. Yeah, look at this. 57 and 8 in 23 battles with a 95.7 win rate. It's too good in that event. I don't play it. It's the 7.0 event. I can't play it anymore. I mean, it's too good, you know, in some of those events. So that's just my general consensus of what's going on right now in War Thunder and the whole BR scandals. I'm going to get back to doing normal videos right after this. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I know it's a long rant. I know not everybody wants to listen to it, but I think it's stuff that needed to be said, and I think that apology needed to be out there because I did hurt some feelings, and I know I, burned some subs that genuinely liked me. They thought I was attacking them, and I didn't mean it like that. I just meant it like, action needed to be taken now, and I think that a system shock is the best way to get people's attention. So now that everybody's here and everybody's talking and everybody's confused and writing comments and stuff, the word can be spread, and we can all have a nice organized conversation about it. And if you think that I was saying that I'm better than you or not, I mean, that's just too bad. So yeah, let's we're gonna have a normal game after this. I'll play, I don't know, whatever tank I decide to play. Enjoy the rest of the video. You guys deserve some gameplay with after that long ass talk, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bitter pill keep throwing you back. Nothing but empty sugar, no, I just crash. tongue got me numb. I lose the words to tell myself how much you hurt. But bitter pill keep throwing you back.